Hey everyone, welcome back to one last demo on the network firewall. So right now I have already logged into my AWS account. I have already chosen the VPC service and I'm in the VPC dashboard as of now. So let me first walk you through the VPC and then let me walk you through the network firewall and the two rules that I've set in the stateful rule group. And then I'm going to walk you through the route table configuration. So let's take a look at the VPC. So I have my VPC over here, which is a custom VPC. Let me copy the VPC ID. The CIDR range is 10.0.0.0/16. Let me show you the subnets that we have for this VPC. We have three subnets. One subnet is the public subnet, one subnet is the private subnet, and one subnet is completely dedicated to the firewall, which is the network firewall. Right? And also, do we have an internet gateway? Yes, we do have an internet gateway attached to this VPC. Let's see if we have a NAT gateway. Yes, we do have a NAT gateway that is attached to this VPC for private subnet to reach the internet. But this is where the architecture changes a little bit because we are going to launch the network firewall onto firewall subnet of our VPC. And then we are going to modify the route tables in such a way that all of the traffic from your subnets go through the firewall subnets network firewall. And all of the traffic that comes from the internet also goes through the network firewall. So inbound and outbound traffic always goes through the network firewall. So before taking a look at the route tables, let me show you the rules that I've created. So under the network firewall section, when you click on firewall, we have a firewall that is ready. So when you click on the firewall, you'll be able to see some metadata related to that firewall. Just give it a few moments. So you can see over here under the firewall details, you have the VPC onto which the firewall has been created, which is our VPC. It has been created onto its own specific subnet called as the firewall subnet. And you can see over here, the firewall endpoint is a VPC interface endpoint, which is also in the ready status in the availability zone US East 1A. And you can see over here that we have, a firewall policy attached to this firewall with two rules in the stateful rule group. One is to allow SSH traffic so that I can SSH onto an EC2 instance. And the other one is to deny, access to www.google.com and www.facebook.com on HTTP and HTTPS. So let's take a look at these two related, stateful rule groups. So let me click on the network firewall rule groups on the left side navigation bar. We have allow SSH. Let's click on allow SSH. You can see that we have one rule over here that says from any source, any destination, the source port should only be 22, the destination port should only be 22, and the action is allow this traffic. But then you can also limit this source and destination to any specific ranges of IP address. So if you say that from only within your organization's range of IP addresses, they should be able to access or do any kind of SSH related activity, you can specify that your source should be from your organization's range of IP addresses. You can go ahead and add as many rules as you would like over here. Let's take a look at the next one. The domain filter one is also a different type of stateful rule where you can see that for the domains www.google.com and www.facebook.com, the action is to deny and the traffic to inspect is HTTP and HTTPS. And you can see over here that the source IP address, when I click on edit, we can also add a range of source IP address if we probably need. So let's say that there are some instances within your VPC that should not access facebook.com or google.com. You can always mention the CIDR range or even individual IP addresses, one per line over here. So we still haven't given any IP address, which means that any instance at this point of time who tries to, access google.com or facebook.com would be rejected. Let's take a look at the firewall policy. We have one firewall policy over here, which is attached to our firewall or associated to our firewall. And this firewall policy can have stateless rule groups or stateful rule groups. You can go ahead and explore on this and add even stateless rule groups. But the order of evaluation is, if suppose the stateless rule group allows that access, then the access is allowed. But if suppose the stateless rule group is denying that access, then the traffic will be passed on to the stateful rule group, and the stateful rule group allows it, the traffic will be allowed. If not, the traffic will be denied. So when you go on the top, you can see over here, for stateless, the default action is whenever the traffic is, does not match with any of the stateless rules, it is forwarded to the stateful rule groups, which means if the stateless rule group says denied, then the traffic is forwarded to the stateful rule groups. So this is how the order of evaluation works. So now I hope you got an idea in regards to the the two rule groups that we have. One is a domain-based filter, and the other one is to allow SSH access from any source, any destination, but only on port 22. Now let's take a look at our route table entries and how we have managed it. So on the route tables, I'm going to again filter based on our VPC. You can see that we have 4 route tables over here. One route table with an edge association of the internet gateway, one route table for the firewall subnet, to which the firewall subnet is explicitly associated, one route table to the public subnet. So let me just rename this as public subnet RT. And then one final route table, which is the main route table associated with the private subnet. Let's take a look at the edge association first. So any traffic that comes into your VPC is going to come through the internet gateway, right? And this is an edge association, and we have a route table for the internet gateway. And we are saying that the traffic that goes to your public subnet, this is the public subnet's IP range. The traffic that goes to your public subnet from the internet should first be redirected to the VPC endpoint of our network firewall. So which means when the traffic enters into the internet gateway and on the border to enter into your VPC, the traffic is first inspected by your network firewall. So this is how you do an route table for the internet gateway by giving an edge association. So when you take a look at the edge association over here, you can see that the internet gateway is associated with this route table. Now let's take a look at our firewall subnet route table. For the firewall subnet route table, we have the firewall subnet associated with it. And this is where you say all the traffic should go through the internet gateway, because the traffic that goes from within your VPC would go to the firewall subnet where your network firewall is in. And then from there, the traffic would go to the internet gateway, so that the traffic is inspected by the network firewall first before it goes to the internet. So in that way, you have to mention for your firewall subnet that all of the traffic should go to the internet gateway. But for any subnet within your VPC, the traffic should go through the network firewall. So this is what we have mentioned in regards to the public subnet. So if you see the public subnet route table, 0.0.0.0 or any traffic before would actually go to the internet gateway, but in this case is going to the network firewall. And then once it reaches the network firewall, if that traffic is inspected and the traffic is allowed or denied, then you can see that the traffic, if it's allowed, goes through the internet gateway to the internet. And the reverse traffic that comes from the internet is first again inspected by the network firewall before sending it to your destination public subnet. So for this, what I've done is I have a small test over here. I have created an EC2 instance into our public subnet. And what we are going to do is I've already SSH. So I'm going to SSH into that EC2 instance. And when I SSH into that EC2 instance, okay, you can see at this point of time that it's not loading. Okay, so now we have successfully connected because the network firewall has gone ahead and evaluated our traffic, because we are sitting in the internet, and then we have gone ahead and tried to SSH into this EC2 instance. Our allow SSH rule allows us on our network firewall, and then the NACLs allow us, and then the security group allows us, and then only we are able to log into this EC2 instance. So now let's check if we are from this EC2 instance from within the VPC. Let's see if we are able to hit google.com or facebook.com. So let me do a curl request, which is on HTTP www.google.com. You can see that this is just going to keep resolving, but then it's not going to give us the actual output, because we have a domain filter that says on the network firewall, on the stateful rule group, that any traffic that goes to google.com or facebook.com is going to be denied. So let's take a look at curl facebook.com. Sorry, www.facebook.com. You can see over here, again, this is resolving. This is not able to go ahead and access. But let's say, let's say that we access some other website like amazon.com. Let's do a curl amazon.com. You can see, okay, it's primarily moved. So I should probably do amazon.nl. Okay, I think probably let's do www.amazon.nl, or probably some other website, something that is legit. Let's try probably instagram.com. Okay, curl www.instagram.com. Okay, this is also not giving us any response, but probably some other website. Let's pick some random website. Why don't we do aws.amazon.com? Let's see. Curl aws.amazon.com. Okay, cool. This is also saying it's 301 permanently moved, but at least all these websites are resolving. It's not it's at least resolving. It's not giving us any errors. But probably let's see some other website. Why don't we try lucid.app? Let's do curl https lucid.app. Okay, this is also not giving us any response, but maybe some other website. Let's just do, why don't we do, you know, let me just think about it. Probably drive.google.com. Does this also give us a redirect? Okay, let me try some other website. This is also not giving us any response. But at least all these guys are resolving is what I would say. Let me try to find out some other website or probably some article. Um, let me see. Let's go to Istio docs and probably let's try any of these curl commands. Let's see if it's able to download. Yeah, it's able to download, which is good because at the end of the day, you have internet access, but it's just that only www.google.com and www.facebook.com doesn't resolve because we have blocked it in our network firewall. But every other website should resolve. I don't know why these didn't give any output. Maybe the way that I'm curling these requests are not right. But at least you can see that when we do any other curl request to some other website that is not blocked by the network firewall, you do get some output. So I hope you got a good idea in regards to the network firewall. It's sitting at the edge, it's at the perimeter. So please do try it out. It's a pretty cool service. Now you have a defense in depth strategy where you have your network firewall inspecting all of your traffic at the perimeter of your VPC. And once your traffic enters your VPC, you have NACLs on your subnet layer. And then you have security groups on your network interface level. And then you can also have IP tables if you want on your operating system level. So I hope you got a really good idea. I'll catch you guys in another video.